I'll oftentimes see questions posted in different threads on Facebook mastermind groups and the Follow Boss mastermind group asking how to avoid getting text messages being filtered or going to spam. So I thought you might find this video helpful of how to avoid getting your text messages being filtered or blocked or getting notifications from your texting carrier that your text messages are getting filtered. So here's a step-by-step guide for what we do in Follow Boss, and you can of course apply these principles to your CRM if you don't use Follow Boss. So first is you want to follow the registration requirements in your CRM. Follow Boss calls it a business registration. Your CRM might call it the A2P registration. It's something that Twilio requires. So in Follow Boss, it's under the admin company, or you might have to click more to see it to find the company button. So in admin company, there's a business registration button. You'll want to ensure that you follow these steps and register your business. If you have any questions about registering your business, you can contact Follow Boss support for help, but you'll want to ensure you follow those steps. That is step 1 for ensuring that your text messages get delivered. That is something that is now required by mobile carriers. It's not just a Follow Boss thing or a real estate industry thing. That is a requirement for all industries across the board. Step 2, a mistake that I see often made in this space in the real estate industry is that people will send a lot of text messages to a lot of people really quickly in one day. They'll send 20 text messages, 30, 50, 100 to warm leads, to cold leads, to stale leads. First of all, I recommend only sending initially, especially if you haven't been sending text messages consistently, only sending them to current clients or people that you've been communicating with often that you know will interact with you and who know you, only sending it to those people initially, and doing a warm up slowly. So only sending it to a few people at a time. I would say play it safe initially. Only send it to 5 people a day and do that for several days in a row. Then ramp it up to 10 a day. And only send it to your current clients and people that already know you. And I'm talking about when you're sending manual text messages within the client profile here in the text message here. When you send too many text messages to too many people, that raises flags from the mobile carriers that you may be a spammer or a scammer. And that's a good thing. They want to prevent you from receiving scam messages about your auto warranty or fake messages with links about your UPS package going missing or things like that. You also want to avoid sending the same text message over and over again to too many people. When mobile carriers see a pattern that you're sending the exact same text message over and over again to the different people, they look at that as you're a bot or you're a scammer. So you want to change it up. Just change up one word or change up a couple of words or just change up your messaging. So what I love, something that Jim Hill, a client of ours who hosted a webinar a few weeks ago, he didn't even do this and with this specifically in mind. But he wanted to create text messages that he was sending manually to not sound robotic, to where he wasn't sending the same text message over and over again. So he created a different he creates a different text message to send every day of the month, and then he refreshes it the next month and the next month. And so he creates a different text message for every day of the month. Now he doesn't do this manually by himself. He uses ChatGPT to help him. So this is his prompt, but this is very specific to his goal. It says, write me 31 engaging real estate text templates with these custom fields that also include a call to action from Jim Realtors. Greeting time, contact first name. Here's a short, updated short list of homes we tailored to your search criteria. Custom search link. Are any of these interested in you? Any of these interest you? Have the best day. Now this one was very specific to a goal of people that he's already been in communication with that are hot leads that are considering buying sometime in the near future, and so he's sending them their updated search criteria. For you, this is probably not your specific use case, so you would update this prompt to be like, write me 31 engaging text templates, and then you may want to include extra information in your prompt, like written in this style. Here's an example of the style I like. I have like a very long saved custom GPT of all of the different phrases I like to use, the writing style, words that I want to avoid, things like that. So that it really captures my writing style. And then he has his virtual assistant copy and paste these into text templates in Follow Up Boss, and then label them as 001, 002, 003. And then when he pulls up the text message in Follow Up Boss, the text templates, he just searches out depending on what day of the month it is. So today's the 25th, so he would search 5 or 025 in the text template names and pull up the text template for today to send and use. So Jim created these 31 text messages just so that he didn't sound like a robot to his clients, because he was sending this search link out to clients multiple times because he wanted to stay in contact with them and continue to prompt them to look at their search criteria and see if any of them were of interest to them. He didn't create these 31 text messages just with this in mind particularly. He didn't create these 31 text messages to avoid spam, but this is exactly the type of thing you can do to trick per se, but to avoid looking like a bot, because the text messages look like a person typing out these text messages and they're always different. Again, warm it up slowly. Just because you're creating a different text message every day doesn't mean that you can then send that one text message to 100 people every day right away. Warm it up slowly. Send it to 5 people every day for a week, then send it to 10 people every day for a week, send it to 15 people every day for a week. And what really is going to help you is getting people to actually respond to you. If you're sending this to stale leads, that is the wrong group of people to text. You need to be sending text messages to people that you know who will respond to you and who know, like, and trust you. And like I said, creating those different text messages that are like nurture text messages to send that are different, so you don't look like a bot if you're sending text messages manually. It helps that you also include your name in it, especially if it's the very first text message you're sending. If it is the very first text message you're sending, you'll also want to put in your company name, whether it's you put in your team name or your brokerage name, just some type of indicator, as well as the option to opt out if you have never sent a text message to this person in Follow Up Boss. That is something that mobile carriers look for, because you are an official registered business. You are not using a personal mobile number. You are not just a consumer anymore. You are a business and you are registered as a business. You have to, for compliance reasons, let the consumer know their right to opt out. So you do need to let the person know something like, if you'd rather I don't text you, just reply stop. Yes, you do have to use the word stop. That is the key word that Twilio and mobile carriers are looking for, is the word stop. You can't get around that word stop. What you can do is put it somewhere in the middle of the text message rather than the end, so it's not the last thing that they see, and it's not since it's not the last thing that they see, they're less likely to send the word stop just by a knee-jerk reaction. Avoid spam trigger words. So I have a very helpful list of spam trigger words from Alex Shakov from SH Consulting. I'll put a link to this in the description. It was specifically created for email marketing, but it also applies to text message. You're not going to be perfect. I'm not perfect. Sometimes it's not one word, but it's a combination of words that will trigger spam filters. Again, this is all tips if you're sending text messages manually out of Follow Up Boss. Stay tuned because I have some tips for updated compliance requirements for those who send automated text drips through third-party providers that use Twilio. But you can apply all of these principles if you do automated text drips as well, by avoiding spam trigger words, by obviously not sending the same text over and over again, by only drip texting opt-in leads and things like that, by only texting warm leads, by not texting stale leads at all. That's why we don't provide service to like mass supply stale leads or mass supply text drips. Because that will completely destroy your texting drip reputation. Although we offer services to text drip, we don't mass apply text drips because that is just too high risk. So, as always, if you found this helpful, please like and subscribe to our channel for future tips for CRM and technology. And as always, if you're ever looking for outside help or you're open to outside help with setting up your CRM, we offer a setup in the CRM Follow-Up Boss, and you can book a call to learn more in the description below.